So we can take you can take us, and then you're first to know about all the bargains. Okay, now, speaking of bargains, we're going to take a look at the earrings I'm wearing. I love these earrings. I think they're just awesome. They're easy to wear because they're lightweight. They're super comfortable. They're $16.90 for real sterling silver. And, you know, even if you have longer hair, you see, they don't get lost in longer hair. They have that movement we love. They have that same beautiful sparkle that we were talking about. You know, I was telling you how the necklace almost has like that micro pave effect to it. Well, the earrings do as well. And then, of course, we're looking at the 30-inch necklace. So we have the 30-inch necklace. We just had the 30. You know what? Now, isn't that funny? We just had the 36-inch. Okay. Not that I don't want you to buy the 30-inch. I'm no mathematician. I'm not, you know, that little chicken with the glasses that does math problems. Not me. But this is a 30-inch, and we're doing it for $32.90. The 35-inch that we just had was on special for $29. You know, normally the 35-inch is $34.90, but we put it on special today at $29.90. So I'm going to say get that longer length. For my money, I mean, you're getting more length and you're paying less money. So not that I don't want you to get the 30, but if you want the longer length, it's actually $29, and the shorter length is $32. We have a handful of that 35-inch length remaining, just a handful of those at $29.90. So this really speaks to the value that we're doing on that longer length. But the earrings. This is another one, and I hate to say this, but when you see prices on real sterling silver and real precious noble metal at under $20, that's when you got to start thinking about holiday shopping. That's when you got to think, oh, I don't even need to know who I'm going to give them to at this point. I'm just going to have them. I'm going to have them tucked away. When that occasion happens, whether it's a birthday, you know, a special event before the holidays, or you save them for the holidays, $16.90, and you are getting real silver and real bronze. They're 2 3/8 of an inch in the length. They're 5/8 of an inch in the width. You can imagine that we are busy on our phone lines because we are talking about Italian sterling and Italian sterling at around $30 or under $17. You know, for a lot of people, they think, oh, I'm going to go to Italy and I'm going to buy something to kind of commemorate my trip. I'm going to get, you know, a lovely piece of silver on their way on the trip, and, you know, on the way there, they're talking about what they want to buy, and then they get there and the prices are crazy because for the most part, you go into little shops like on the Ponte Vecchio, or you go into these little, you know, beautiful cottage industry shops, and their prices are so much more, I mean, multiplied than what we offer here at HSN, because, again, we go to the cottage industries and the factories, and we get them to produce larger volumes, so we get better prices. What you're seeing is something that you wouldn't even see if you went to Italy at $16.90, and that's why so many people are saying yes to it. Here you see the movement. I will tell you, too, if you're very sensitive to wearing heavier earrings, these are so lightweight on the ear. And I just love them because, again, you know, they're not complicated. I would wear these just throwing on a pair of, you know, just capris and a little T-shirt, but I would really wear these dressed up too. I mean, they really just have a fabulous look to them, and value for sure. Value, certainly. And then remember the necklace. If you want our 30-inch necklace, it's $32.90. I would go ahead and get that 35-inch because it's $2.90 cheaper. That's just me. I think the longer one is more appealing because you could double it. You can always shorten it in the back if you need to do that. You can make it into the 30-inch. This opportunity in terms of building blocks and in terms of really making a statement, and everything that we're seeing, you know, if you watched any of our fall fashion shows, if you watched any of the fall fashion shows on TV, you know, with the major designers, if you looked in any of the catalogs, if you've looked in any of the lookbooks or the magazines, you have seen that the big links, the chunkier links, that's what everybody's doing in terms of jewelry. The only problem is most people have to do costume jewelry because they don't have our buying power. They don't have our ability to go directly to Italy. We're not giving you costume jewelry. In this case, we're giving you real Italian sterling silver and bronze, and there is such a difference. There is absolutely such a difference. Back to the cutting on this. You know, when you look at that diamond cutting, I want you to remember, it's not like traditional diamond cutting. This is almost like, you can see, it's almost like that little snowy pave. So you truly have that twinkle factor and that twinkle effect. It's 094903 with about a minute and a half left to shop. If you, again, are one of the hundreds of people in the ordering process, we would love to speak to you today. I'd love to see how your day's going and how you are planning on wearing this, because I bet you have a lot of ideas of things that that you're going to wear it with and mix it back with, and, maybe as a standalone piece, as a longer 30-inch. The earrings, my producer said, obviously are very, very popular. I mean, very popular. And at this point, one of the most popular items throughout our entire Italian sterling silver event, because, when you think about it, your earrings are so important. I know we get carried away with bracelets and rings because that's what we see as we look down throughout the day. But when someone's looking at you, when you're talking to someone, what they're seeing and what they should be looking at is your face. These are framing your face. They're calling attention to your eyes. They're making your smile that much brighter. So especially with almost that look of the snowy pave, you're really getting something that is just so pretty. 094903 is the item number. Hang in there if you're trying to get through here. Reminding you, we still have that longer 36 or 35-inch length for $29.90, and you're looking at the 30-inch for $32.90, and then of course the earrings are $16.90. $16.90 to bring home a gorgeous combination of bronze and silver together. Now, we do want to let you know our ring